Welcome to our mystical journey through Greek mythology. Let's uncover 14 Greek myths, unveiling the mystical origins of plants and flowers. If this video receives 100 likes, we'll publish part 2 featuring captivating stories about plants and flowers in Greek mythology. Let's get started. Aphrodite and the Rose. According to ancient Greek legend, Aphrodite was born from the sea off the southern coast of Cyprus. At that moment, the perfect body of the goddess was covered with snow-white foam. It was from this foam that the first rose with dazzling white petals arose. The gods, seeing the beautiful flower, sprinkled it with nectar, which gave the rose a delightful aroma. The flower remained white until Aphrodite learned that her beloved Adonis had been mortally wounded. The goddess ran to her beloved, not noticing anything around her. Aphrodite didn't notice how she stepped on the sharp thorns of the roses. Drops of her blood sprinkled the snow-white petals of these flowers, turning them red. Apollo and the Laurel. Apollo, the son of Zeus and Leto, was the god of music, prophecy, and healing. With his golden lyre and radiant beauty, he was admired by all. A tale as old as time tells of his pursuit of the nymph Daphne. In a desperate escape, Daphne transformed into a laurel tree. Heartbroken, Apollo declared the laurel his sacred plant, adorning his head with its leaves, forever remembering his unrequited love. Demeter and the poppy. Demeter, the daughter of Cronus and Rhea, held dominion as the goddess of agriculture, her hands nurturing the land and guiding the cycles of growth and harvest. Her world was upended when Hades, the lord of the underworld, abducted her beloved daughter, Persephone. Plunged into despair, Demeter's sorrow weighed heavily upon the earth, halting the growth of crops and bread. In this time of distress, it was Hypnos, the god of sleep, who intervened with a compassionate gesture. Observing Demeter's exhaustion from her relentless search, he presented her with the gift of poppy seeds. These seeds, imbued with the power of rest and reprieve, were a blessing for the weary goddess. Upon consuming them, Demeter found solace in sleep, her grief momentarily soothed. This respite allowed her to regain her strength, and once awakened, she resumed her divine duties, restoring fertility to the land. Dionysus and the grapevine. In the lush forests of ancient Greece, Dionysus, the god of wine and revelry, encountered a captivating satyr named Amphilos, whose skill with the shepherd's pipe enthralled him. Amphilos, with his infectious joy and spirit, quickly became Dionysus' cherished friend and constant companion. Their days were filled with laughter and music, echoing through the woods. Tragedy struck when Amphilos, in a moment of carefree adventure, fell from a cliff, his life extinguished in an instant. Overwhelmed by grief, Dionysus implored Zeus, the king of gods, for a miracle to preserve the essence of his beloved friend. Zeus, moved by Dionysus' sorrow, transformed Amphilos into a flourishing grapevine, infusing its fruits with a taste akin to divine nectar. Thus, Dionysus began his journey across the world, teaching mortals the art of cultivating grapevines. From these vines emerged a divine drink, wine, a tribute to Amphilos, whose name eternally lives on in the term amphilos, the Greek word for grapes, and ampelography, the study of grape varieties. Athena and the olive tree. Athena, born from Zeus' head, was the goddess of wisdom and warfare. Known for her strategic prowess, Athena competed with Poseidon to become the patron of Athens. She gifted the olive tree, symbolizing peace and prosperity, thus winning the favor of the people. The olive tree remains a testament to her wisdom and grace. Apollo and the cypress. In the verdant meadows of Carthos on the island of Chios, there grazed a magnificent deer, a creature of extraordinary beauty and devotion to the nymphs. Adorned with golden horns that glittered in the sunlight, a neck embellished with precious stones, and a melodious silver bell and earrings, this deer was a sight to behold. Over time, the deer grew tame, freely wandering into human abodes, welcoming affection from all, yet none cherished it as dearly as Cyprus, the young prince of Chios. Cyprus, with utmost care, tended to the deer, adorning its horns with vibrant flowers and riding on its back through the lush meadows. However, fate took a tragic turn one sultry noon when the deer, resting under a tree's shade, was accidentally struck by a hunting dart from Cyprus' own hand. Stricken with unbearable grief at the sight of his dying companion, Cyprus, in his despair, beseeched Apollo for the release of death, pleading to be eternally united with his sorrow. Apollo, though filled with compassion, could not console the heartbroken prince. As Cyprus' tears flowed, a miraculous transformation began. His hands turned to verdant branches, his hair to pine needles, and became a tall, slender cypress tree, an eternal embodiment of his sorrow. Apollo, witnessing this transformation, mourned deeply, proclaiming that Cyprus, now a cypress tree, would forever stand as a symbol of human grief and sorrow. Hestia and the chaste tree. Hestia, the eldest daughter of Cronus and Rhea, was the goddess of hearth and home. Her presence was felt in every household flame. The chaste tree, known for its modest flowers, became a symbol of Hestia's virtue and the sanctity of home. This plant reminds us of Hestia's quiet yet powerful influence over family and domestic life. Hermes and the crocus. In the age of myths and legends, there lived a mortal youth named Crocus, known for his unwavering friendship with Hermes, the swift-footed messenger of the gods. Their bond was one of deep camaraderie, marked by shared adventures and joyous moments. One fateful day, as they engaged in a game of discus, a tragic accident occurred. Hermes, with his godly strength, threw the discus with such force that it veered off course, striking Crocus and inflicting a mortal wound. As Crocus lay fading, Hermes, stricken with grief and disbelief, cradled his friend in his arms. He pleaded fervently to the Olympian gods, begging them not to sever the bond that he cherished so dearly. But the gods, despite their powers, could not reverse the cruel twist of fate. In a final act of remembrance and honor, the gods granted a miraculous sign. From Crocus's spilled blood, a beautiful flower sprouted, blooming with vibrant hues. Hermes, touched by this divine gesture, named the flower Crocus, a lasting tribute to his beloved friend. Thus the crocus flower came to be, symbolizing not only the transience of life, but also the enduring nature of friendship and love. Hera and the Lily, the celestial realms of Olympus, where gods and goddesses resided in splendor, there occurred a moment of simple beauty that gave birth to a symbol of purity and grace. Hera, the queen of the gods, was nurturing her infant son Ares, the future god of war. During this tender act, drops of Hera's divine milk, a symbol of motherly love and nourishment, accidentally spilled from her breast. As these celestial droplets fell to the earth below, a miraculous transformation occurred. Where each drop of Hera's milk touched the ground, a flower sprouted, not just any flower, but the snow-white lily, radiant and imbued with an ethereal fragrance. This occurrence was no mere accident, but a divine symbol, a gift from the goddess herself. From that day forth, the lily became emblematic of Hera, reflecting her aspects of motherhood, purity, and femininity. These flowers, with their delicate petals and serene beauty, stood as a reminder of the gentle yet powerful nature of the Queen of the Gods, symbolizing the purity and majesty that Hera embodied. Hades and the asphodel. In the mystical realm of Greek mythology, a flower of both beauty and sorrow bloomed in the meadows of the underworld, a place where souls wandered eternally. This flower, the asphodel, became known as a symbol of death, mourning, and the afterlife, a poignant reminder of the thin veil between worlds. It was believed that the asphodel served as sustenance for the dead in Hades' kingdom, a place neither of divine grace nor of damnation, but of eternal wandering. The origins of this flower are intertwined with the tale of Persephone, the goddess who would become the queen of the underworld. Gaia, the primordial Earth Mother, conspired with Hades to ensnare the heart of Persephone. In a valley where Persephone often roamed, Gaia nurtured a magical asphodel, knowing its allure was irresistible. As Persephone, captivated by the flower's beauty, reached out to pluck it, the earth trembled and split open. From this chasm, a chariot drawn by dark, spectral horses emerged, driven by Hades himself. In a swift, dramatic moment, Hades seized Persephone and vanished into the depths, marking the beginning of her destiny as the mistress of the underworld, forever linked to the asphodel. Helios and the Sunflower. In the realm of ancient Greek myths, where deities and nature intertwined, there lived a water nymph named Clitia. Her life beneath the cool, azure waters was peaceful until one day, fate cast her onto the sandy shores of a remote island. There, Clitia encountered a marvel she had never seen in the depths of her aquatic home: the radiant, golden sun traversing the sky in a glorious arc. Mesmerized by this celestial spectacle, Clitia found herself yearning to bask eternally in the sun's warm embrace. Day after day, she lay on the sandy beach, her gaze fixed unwaveringly on the bright orb above. Her prayers and longing did not go unheard by the gods, who were moved by her devotion. In response, a magical transformation began. Clitia's mermaid tail merged into the sands, rooting her to the earth, while her lustrous silver hair blossomed into golden petals encircling her face. Her delicate fingers sprouted into green leaves, completing her metamorphosis. Thus, Clitia became a sunflower, forever gazing towards the sun, her golden hues a mirror of the solar disk she so adored, a testament to her unwavering admiration for the sun's eternal journey across the heavens. Zephyr and the anemone. In the lush tapestry of Greek mythology, there existed a tale of love, centered around the nymph Anemone and Zephyr, the god of the western winds. Anemone, a nymph of unparalleled charm and beauty, captivated the heart of Zephyr, stirring a deep and passionate love within him. However, this love was not without consequence, for Zephyr was already bound to Flora, the goddess of flowers and bloom. Flora, upon discovering her husband's infatuation with Anemone, was consumed by a tempest of jealousy and rage. In a moment of vengeful fury, she unleashed her divine powers upon the unsuspecting nymph, resulting in Anemone's tragic demise. Zephyr, heartbroken and despairing over the loss of his beloved, sought solace in the arms of Aphrodite, the goddess of love and compassion. Moved by Zephyr's grief, Aphrodite bestowed upon the lifeless Anemone a gift of eternal life in a different form. She gently touched the nymph's cold heart and, with a divine whisper, transformed her into a vibrant flower. This flower, the anemone, now blazes across fields and forest edges, a lasting symbol of Zephyr's undying love and the enduring power of beauty and transformation in the face of sorrow. Pan and the Pine Tree. In the ancient world of Greek gods and nymphs, a tale of love, jealousy, and transformation unfolded with the god Pan, the nymph Pitys, and Boreas, the god of the north wind. Pan, the deity of shepherding, fertility, and wildlife, was enamored with the nymph Pitys, who was equally captivated by his enchanting music. However, their budding affection was viewed with a cold eye by Boreas, who also harbored love for the graceful Pitys. Boreas, known for his icy and formidable nature, was consumed by jealousy upon witnessing Pitys' fascination with Pan's melodies. In a fit of rage and envy, Boreas unleashed a fierce and powerful gust of wind. This tempestuous blast proved too strong for Pitys, sweeping her off her feet and casting her into a deep abyss, where she met a tragic end. The other gods, struck by the sorrow of this event, decided to bestow upon Pitys a new form. They transformed her into a pine tree, a lasting symbol of her graceful and enduring spirit. This tree became sacred to Pan, and he was often depicted with a wreath of pine branches, a tribute to his lost love. Boreas, though he could not reverse his actions, found a bittersweet solace. He would often caress the pine's branches and whisper tender words, as if speaking to Pitys herself, a reminder of his enduring love and the tragic consequences of his jealous wrath. Hades and the Peony. In the annals of ancient Greek mythology, there is a story woven around Peony, a talented protege of the famed physician Aesculapius. Peony's skills in medicine were so profound that he achieved what many thought impossible. He healed Hades, the formidable ruler of the underworld, who had been wounded by the mighty Hercules. This feat of miraculous healing, though a triumph in the eyes of many, sparked a fire of envy in the heart of his mentor, Aesculapius. Aesculapius, driven by jealousy and fearing that his student's growing prowess might surpass his own, plotted to end Peony's life. However, Hades, upon learning of Aesculapius's malicious intent, chose to intervene. Grateful for Peony's aid and unwilling to let his savior come to harm, Hades transformed Peony into a beautiful flowering plant. This plant, named the Peony in honor of the skilled healer, became a symbol of longevity and healing in ancient Greece. It was revered not only for its medicinal properties but also as a testament to Peony's skill and dedication. Thus, the name Peony became a byword for gifted healers, and the plants they used came to be known as Peony's herbs, a tribute to the legacy of a healer saved by a god. We've explored the legendary realms of ancient Greece, uncovering the tales of flowers and plants deeply connected with the gods. Remember to subscribe to our channel and give us a like.